sent me flying, your minions catch me, I lie in the nest of a hawk. And it's happy here, it's heaven to the life I used to know.
The people you met, don't you forget.
Is familiar with it.
I've seen that, yes.
So the president of France is a young fellow. What's his name? His name is Emmanuel Macron.
Macron, yes.
He's about 40 years old. He's married to an older woman. He's the president of France, like a surprise. I didn't expect. I think he's somewhat conservative.
Peter.
Yes?
Is your mic on?
Oh no, maybe we can get... I'll ask if I can have the mic on. Does anybody have a record player? You have a record player? At home?
Like a Victrola?
No, one with a needle. I'm giving out records. You do have a record.
I'll get one.
You have a needle?
I like the beard.
I'm managing.
No, you look good, man.
Current president of the French Republic is Emmanuel Macron. Liberté, equalité, and fraternité. Yay! Happy Bastille Day. Since 1996, Vive la France, Peter Dizozza has presented a Bastille Day show with a request, now 230 years late, to remember to free the Marquis de Sade. They had moved the Marquis. Unfortunately, he moved to the Marriott Marquis. But was that a good idea? Perhaps de Sade wouldn't have written as much if he were free. I don't know if anybody's read anything about the Marquis de Sade. Or how about Henry Jacques Rousseau? Because he's more in the era of Enlightenment. Tyr Throne is here tonight. He and I introduced the age of romantic enlightenment back at the Throne Dance Theater in the 90s. This was all before the downtown became so popular as a result of the terrible disaster of the World Trade Center. But those days he did live there for with a fantastic dance space in an area. Was it Soho?
Tribeca.
Oh, whatever. Tribeca, I guess, became even more impossible to live. But that was Tyr, the groundbreaker of that area. He completely created his own dance theater, and we would have romantic enlightenment variety shows. And I did try to link them in with Bastille Day, but Bastille Day is particularly important to me because I had introduced pro-choice on mental health, and in 1996, on Bastille Day, we interrupt pro-choice on mental health to bring you the following important new musical by a master surrealist, Prepare to Meet Your Maker. That premiered, that's right. Yay, for those of you who like any of this. Some of you might know, thank you. It's on Spotify under something. Bastille Day marks the beginning of the first of 3 French revolutions. There was also 1830 and 1848, but the revolutionaries stormed the Bastille and set its prisoners free, followed by many executions, the rise of Napoleon, and then 2 more revolutions, as well as another commune crushing. There's been a lot of internal history of France. Anybody want to, Pat, do you have any familiarity with French history?
I do.
I mean, some of them. Do you ever hear La Commune?
up
The Commune? You know, there was a period where it was like Tompkins Square Park, where everybody just lived out in a commune setting, and they were crushed like what happened in Tompkins Square Park. And anyway, the Marquis de Sade was an aristocrat. He was a libertine during the first of the French revolutions. He was steeped in the age of the late 18th century Romantic Enlightenment, spent his various prison terms writing incendiary wordplay in reaction to English literature, particularly Pamela or Virtue Rewarded. Did anybody ever read that by Samuel Richardson? There's another big reaction to that style of writing by somebody in England called Matthew Gregory Lewis. He wrote The Monk, a Gothic novel, which also gets into this reaction to Catholic religion of the day. De Sade wrote at the Bastille, but by July 14th he had already been moved to the Chariton Asylum for the Insane. If anybody knows Marat Sade, this clever playwright, Peter Weiss, thought that Marquis de Sade would write his own version of the French Revolution and about Marat, you know, the assassination of Marat, which is the famous bathtub painting where Cordelia, played by Glenda Jackson, comes in and kills. So check out The Monk. I know we will. I don't know, Myra's not here. In fact, I hope, and Zora is not here, but we'll...
Bring her over.
We've been going through Frankenstein, which is another work of the Enlightenment. And it's interesting, there are two versions of Frankenstein as well. We'll go to about that era, so 1789 to about 1831. De Sade wrote in Bastille by that time. The Bastille was a symbol of absolute arbitrary power of an ancient regime. However, it held only 7 prisoners at the time of its storming. But it was a prison, and prisons are still in use today, privatized though they may be. So we're going to set the prisoners free. Oh, but first we're going to start with our other song. Hello, I'm Peter Dizozza. That's Mike Hill. Alan. Annie LaVey. Annie LaLou. We are the Steps, okay? We're a portion of the Steps. And we're using JP's. This is by Apple. It's called an iPad. 5, 6, 7, thank you. A prayer I will resume where I left off. Not to call this wasteful, sure I'm gaining all along. But should these efforts seem expended all in vain, don't get excited, it's much more than we know. And soon will come the time we will all be here. Only when you're gone will we find you here. And here we are. Disconnected shape, the current running through me is preparing to escape. And when it flashes, I will send it into you. Don't get excited, it's something that we do. So hasten to the time we will all be here. Only when you're gone will we find you here. All those prisons, today's the day we set the prisoners free. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wherever I go, hide my crimes, and inquiring minds are eager to know. Wash me clean, call a closure and begin a new scene when you set your prisoners free. Square 1, where does the project begin? Square 2, where does the new one fit in with all the rest? We make the best, we make it 'cause we need it. Square 3, how do we ever get past square four? Making a world that will last through all the wash and wearing. There it's holding, there it's tearing. Make the world hold fast to last a lifetime. Swim and eat and go to a room. Work till dawn on what we never thought we ever resume. Till it's done and we're calling it the work that we made that will set the prisoners free. Square one, when does the project begin? Square two, when does a new one fit in with all the rest? We make the best, we make it cause we need it. Square three, how do we ever get past square four? Making a world that will last through all the wash and wearing. There it's holding, there it's tearing. Make the world hold fast to last a lifetime. And more as we set the prisoners free. I shortened the ending.
Bravo.
Because we have one prisoner. Well, can you imagine all your friends are taken to prison and you are left out there in the desert? What is going on? So here's a song that you might sing because you feel left out. Well, they were all taken to Camp X-Ray in this case, but this is ancient history now. And this guy's just left alone in the middle of the desert. And so there's a feeling that you want to belong even though all your friends are in prison. I guess other people have that. I'm trying to think of other examples of that. Okay, so then I say this also the death of AM radio. Here it is. 5, 6, 7, 8. You are not treating them well. They should be handled humanely. Even though they were inhumane, they raped and pillaged, and now you have the bastards in check. Round up my followers so you can take them to jail. Don't leave me behind. I pack my fear in a smile. I'm hiding, I'm caught in your mousetrap. Don't leave me here. Hear me plead for mercy while I lose my credibility. Pity all the lot of us. We wear your mittens as we kneel on the ground, with our hands in your cuffs. Don't leave us behind. Pack up your kit bag and smile. Not black again. Time to clam up. Do not dress down. We're back again. We're back again. Don't view that picture alone. That picture's one of a series. Of course, that's the one you had to see. That picture speaks for itself. It also speaks for my friends and how they look to me. What each one tells me is, don't leave me behind. I pack my fear in a smile. I'm hiding. The cross is your mousetrap. Don't shoot. Am I an unlawful combatant, unwilling detainee? You're just a prisoner of war. Why would that matter? Because the Geneva Convention would apply. Doing something evil, you continue doing evil, or you will be destroyed sooner or later on the field where I stand. Am I on the abandoned me? Don't leave us behind. Pack my fear in a slot. I'm hiding. The cross is your mouth. Don't shoot. Am I an unlawful combatant, unwilling detainee, or fear in a smile. Caught in your mouse trap. Are we the unlawful combatants, unwilling detainees, or just prisoners of war? I pack my fear in a smile. Okay, so who was singing that song? Okay, it's from the Gulf Wars. In fact, we have the album on the green vinyl. Apparently, RCA Records, the 45s were on green vinyl when they were country western, and they were red vinyl, they were classical. So no, that's Osama bin Laden. That was an Osama bin Laden song. Next up, oh yeah, he had some pop music there. I think the Spider-Mans too, they did a ridiculous Osama bin Laden satire. You know, a lot of the superhero movies, sometimes the guys are trying to be satirists, right? But our child is almost on her feet, standing on her own. We need a playpen, short for penitentiary. We are enclosing her for her own good. No, she needs to be free. I don't have to raise it. Thank you. What was the name of them? The Washington Squares. Peter Goodkin. I didn't realize it was kind of French. The Washington Squares wore these shirts, and somehow I have this shirt.
Very French.
Thank you. So, one, ta, 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 ta. Gypsies from Egypt, from Egypt to Rome, trapped in a state of Bohemia. Bohemian girl, bring your sunshine to me, to my home in Beirut by the sea. Living in freedom again, freely my mind gets to wandering. Free to roll over the caps on the water, free to dig holes in the sand. Living in freedom again, freely my forelimbs are pedaling over the craters along the equator, up to an Arctic nightland. My dad and your dad made wars long ago, back when we both were in nurseries. Fantastical dreamer, take back what you gave. You will never take me for your slave. Oh, living in freedom again, freely my mind gets to wandering over the craters along the equator, free to dig holes in the sand. Oh, living in freedom again, freely my forelimbs are pulling over the craters along the equator, up to an Arctic nightland. Gypsies from Egypt, roam from Egypt to Rome, trapped in a state of Bohemia. Bohemian girl, bring your sunshine to me, to my home in Beirut by the sea. To my home in Beirut by the sea.
Bravo.
So, living in an ivory tower, I was excited by the danger of the world. The ivory tower was a prison, and I threw myself out of it, and now there's no going back. I threw my hair down, pulled the hair out. I would rather be a racehorse imprisoned by his jockey. Let's see, okay, from pro-choice on mental health. I would rather be a racehorse imprisoned by his jockey. But even after my jockey is arrested for animal cruelty, I would visit the cell of my imprisoned tormentor. I am pro-choice on mental health, and yet I'm at a loss for words. Why I justified what I chose. These days I hear these sounds. These voices need to confide in me. They're inching toward me like a sword. They pierce, they're coming inside of me. I have no choice when they're guiding me. They cheat, they steal, and they lie to me. Why do they hide in me? I say, let me be. Like heat off pavement stones I rise, cause jockeys are riding me. I hear their yells, their clang of bells. The sharpened spurs have been chiding me. Their jabs go under the hide of me. They urge me, be what you wanna be. Do what you want with me. I say, let me be. Are you finished? Get away from me. Are you lonely? Come to me and stay. Are you running? I'm your hiding place. Yet I beg you, come another day. Those days are over, gone, they're lost, they're found, they're living inside of me. The streets awake with shadows quake, they crack, they crumble with ecstasy. The cops may take you away from me. They'll tell you, be what you wanna be, do what you want with me. I say, let me be. The cops may take you away from me. I tell you, be what you wanna be, do what you want. I say, let me be. Let me be with you in your prison cell. Me for you down a wishing well. You wanna be what you wanna be. Be what you wanna be. Do what you want with me. I wanna be with you in your prison cell. Me for you, who I know so well. Be what you wanna be. Be what you wanna be. Do what you want with. Do what you want with me. Are you finished? Get away from me. Are you lonely? Come to me and stay. Thank you. I think, what did we learn? Man is free to destroy his own freedom. The French Revolution is a cautionary tale. You know, the American Revolution had a great deal of help from Lafayette, but as we know from Hamilton, the musical, that when it came time in the French Revolution, Lafayette called and the Americans did not return the favor. But by then, anybody follow? The Lafayette, a lot of our Lafayette around the New York area is Lafayette Street, Lafayette Avenue. Even if it had not descended into a spiral of executions, it differed from the American Revolution because France was not a colony of a foreign monarchy. The French revolted against their own monarch. Now, in fact, the French were monarchs in Mexico, around the time of the Mexican Revolution, the French actually, so there had to be a revolution from them. But anyway, in hindsight, we can look with superiority as the noble savage is in the Paris catacombs. All I can say is, I don't want to eat you, I want your species to survive as my food. Sorry. So here's the oasis, but we find ourselves in the oasis. At some point we'll connect more with the 5, 6, 7, 8. You deserve our sympathy for all the things you've done. If you think it in a blink, it is what you've begun. I hear the cannons surrounding your gate, rising to aim at your wall. You begin to comprehend by learning where you're from, what creates the menace you've become. You hide in the chasm of the dark pit that you dug. You rise like a criminal for his first crime. You let drop your cover like a stitch in a rug. It fell like it felt for the very first time. I see the victims surrounding your gate, eager to break through your walls. Try to appease them with pieces of hate. Pay them a lot to stay small. I hear the cannons surrounding your gate, rising to aim at your town. Let them release you from this earthly state, sending you out in the shower. You've fallen through the pocket of the dark pit that you've become. You broke through the gentle for the last time. You say it was only for that first time. Repeated so it feels like the very first time. I see the victims surrounding your gate. Well, you deserve this simply thinking one. You would be the victim of the children that you love, cutting from a trellis vine above. We never thought the wall would break down. It stood its ground, impervious to maelstrom. But now the border shatters and we walk across with ease. Repeated so we're pleased, like the very first please. I see the statues surrounding your home, guarding the walk through your gates. Servants, we no longer need to stand guard. We share the best of their traits. Then by their actions achieve the same end. Resolute, constant and brave. Women prevail as they carry us out. Even their leaders they save. Thank you, women. You can only take what you can carry out. This is an act of mercy on the part of the victor. And otherwise he's going to kill everything else that's there. So he lets the women and children leave, and the women carry out the men. Even their leaders, they save. We've already heard of a willingness to escape the ivory tower. What else? So Frankenstein is a statement for the rationalist romantic Enlightenment. There are two versions, 1818 and 1831, that differ in tone. The triumphant joy of all emotions, like Don Giovanni finds victory in defeat and feels sorrow in all its demonic beauty, relishing the worst and the best, the amorality of joy and music. Whatever the character, make the music beautiful. that's good advice from the age of romantic enlightenment. So the interesting thing that we're not yet able to fully share is that there are two versions of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and we are reading which one? The first. Because it's incredible. Yeah, that's the 18-year-old Mary Shelley, but the one I think that's mostly her, it's pretty out there, but it's out in the Arctic. It all ends and begins in the Arctic region. Now, in terms of
Who's we?
a kinder,
You're
gentler.
reading it?
Yeah, Myra and I have been listening to it actually on LibriVox. We have a LibriVox recorder. So what sometimes happens is there's a kinder, gentler sadomasochism that we'd like to introduce in the age of romantic enlightenment. So this next song from 1980 tries to capture that magic, but it really goes to the skyline that makes a big difference when, you know, wherever you are. I think it changes people's behavior when they see that skyline out there. So Monica Dizozza, great inspiration throughout my life. So here it is in A flat.
You hurt me, a bullseye. It's those nasty little games you play. You kill me on contact, and I feel through my dismay. You can, and so you may. You brush against my arm, not meaning any harm. I'm suddenly alarmed. You touch me. A lot has come between our lives and what they mean. I do the best I can with what I do not understand. Perhaps there's nothing wrong. Perhaps it had to come along. Or maybe it was there and we were unaware. You touch me. You hurt me. All you need to do is touch my hair. I grow brittle by the day. My nerves begin to fray. It's only what I feel. My heart is but a meal. It's offered with a kneel. Please, gently. I don't know what else to do. My mind is set on you. I will never change my view. Watching the skyline while we're romancing, it sets my sense on fire. So hurt me.
That felt good. Oh, what came over that? But then there's the other cage. Okay, the cage that we all live in, our rib cage. Oh, we're looking at it. These are terrible jokes. Okay, this is content. It's not only humor. It's from Prepare to Meet Your Maker, and it's of the Ossipetus song. And Annie, well, we're ready? Okay, here we go. So, she's in the berth below. Oh, they're on a Mediterranean sea cruise. They're going to go from Gibraltar to Alexandria. And Quasimodo, that grave digger who loves his corpse cemetery, also finds himself distracted by the beauty of Ossipetus. And so she's... So, 5, 6, 7, 8... she's forming. And another song for the person who maybe wants to stay in the very comfortable place. It's in Danbury. It's a federal prison. It's on the beautiful Kenilworth Lake. It's a federal. That's where orange is the new black. And you know, then suddenly you have to leave, and you don't know. You're with somebody who really knows how to take care of things, because this prison warden takes care of everything. And I was going to do the introduction only because we've never heard. Okay, so because it's inspired by an Ann Beatty story called Octoscope, and that's as far as I can remember, because I think he was a puppet maker, and was she one of the puppets? Kim Arnaldi wrote the first verse. I've been living here a month or so with a puppet maker. It seems so long and still I don't know, or am I a faker? Am I a puppet on a string? What will I do come spring? Change of seasons. Dead of winter, the frozen silence, the snow spreads out and I'm held in its great white paw. From this coldest day, the brightest in a series dressed in white, comes the groan of the first sign of thaw. You send me flying, your minions catch me, I lie in the nest of a hawk. And it's happy here, I'm happy too, the place I used to know. But tonight or tomorrow or the next day or night, we must talk. You abducted me to Utopia, and I love it here. I was cornered, I was willing, I was tightened in a trap. I want to stay here always. You support me here in Utopia, I respect that you're self-reliant, self-contained, that you survive on what you make. Am I to stay here always? For a long time, a short time, how long? Thoughts of spring in the dead of the winter, I hope you'll say I can stay in this far-flung nest. When your minions come to pick me up and bring me to the fair, like the dolls you make that go to market, is spring the time to take me there? It's this vague sense of dread that I get at a test. Here is perfect as it is. Do I stay? Do I walk? Do you love me? We must talk. JP Evangelista,
everybody. JP.
All right, and Mike with that beefy John Entwistle bass, just like John. I think I'm trying to make a Who reference. The Who sell out. Did he play bass? Who plays bass? Who saw The Who? The Who recently played? Mark, you saw Roger Daltrey.
Yeah, in front of the New York Symphony Orchestra.
And they did that beautiful rock opera. All right, we want to consider that time of the year. Spring is coming. In fact, we have a new single out, and one of the songs is, "As long as it was winter, we were together, but when spring came, the fall, we separated." And here's the song that Tyr Throne wrote, which also addresses that from the point of view of the prison warden. No, not the prison warden, not the Danbury, this is that. But relationships, sometimes, in fact, even being in an apartment can be restricted, but you have a bathroom and you have a stove, so you want to be freed from that prison that we're in, that little box.
Yes.
I'm going off on the...
Yes,
I'm trying to connect with the song.
when my wife left, I was really destroyed, and I kept playing this broken toy piano box over and over again.
Wow. Well, here it is. But Tyr, this is another big event because you're singing as well. But how did you learn? Who taught you?
Embarrassing story.
Oh no, not that whole story. The Haitian story. The Haitian. Who taught you the ability to get into the notes?
Ma, she's a guru in Bali.
All right.
She did this like voodoo on my voice.
All right.
But Peter told me originally not
No,
to sing.
I didn't. I told you to sing because I wanted you to sing, and you're going to sing the last song too. Okay.
Yes.
So, oh my God, I don't want to discourage anybody from singing, but I especially don't want to be discouraged. I like to sing too. So 5, 6, 7, 8.
Winterbird, Winterbird, fly back home. Broken toy piano note, touch softly the frosted glass of my winter window. You asked for more space, more space, more. Soon there was only space where my heart used to rest. Winterbird, Winterbird, where are you? Broken toy piano notes touch softly the frosted glass of my winter window. A red fox runs through the snow along the gray frozen river. Winterbird, Winterbird, fly back home. When will you fly back to me? Winterbird, Winterbird, fly back home. Fly back
Tyr Throne, everybody.
That was one of the reasons to go to Bali and magic that you can find it. So there are songs where people maybe feel safer if they know that the person they're involved with is in prison. But we learned about that from the, I guess there are some shows. This is a musical about men in prison and women who love them, whether there would be a possibility of loving, it's when they get out. I think that's when there's a new TV show. So I'd like to introduce Jasmine Thomas to the stage. Dizozza, a student of Jasmine Thomas. Jasmine Thomas vocal training and let's see. So women writing letters to men on death row. What's the show you told me about that is?
Love After Lockup on, I think it's is it or
It's on the Wii channel.
yeah, the Wii channel. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to lock up his
So,
name.
because but before that happens, there's also maybe the involvement with somebody who is not right for you. So before you think, well, I'm going to start looking,
Juicy drama.
yeah, juicy drama. But before getting involved with somebody in prison who's safely behind bars, there's a reason perhaps. And this is another song around that same era called "Lonely Heart." It's an introduction to Under Lock and Key. So, oh right, I'm going to use the first line. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Lonely heart, don't you stop acting up before him now. Now you know he's just for show. You feel nothing for him, really now. Just because you're all alone doesn't mean you should settle just for anyone. He's not for you. He'll make you blue. He'll do you in before you're through. You have to be true to your lonely heart. Don't you start acting up before him now. Now you know he's just for show. You feel nothing for him, really now. Don't you owe yourself that much? You can do without his touch. He's a runaround. You don't want that clown. He's not what you need. He's got a wife and 2 other mouths to feed. Lonely heart, don't you start acting like a baby. You know better now. Where's your self-respect now? Steadfast and stay a lady.
People who are themselves victim of abuse find compassion mixed with a sense of power over their abusers as long as the abusers are safely locked behind bars. Okay.
I'm sick of cheaters and liars and social climbers. Should I trust and believe in return? I'm deceived. You may say I get carried away, but on the lock and key is where my man should be. Give me a man with a broad hairy chest, sticking behind bars where he can get some rest. That's the man, safe and secure. A man in a jail holds its own. Under lock and key is where my man should be. Only a fool would say her man free, 4 feet on concrete, can't do any harm. Then I know exactly how he uses those charms. Don't stare at me with eyes that show astonishment. I know you think this is cruel, unusual.
but strapped to the waist, a pair of shiny handcuffs, the blackjack next to the maze. Are more than sentimental, they're downright fundamental. When you've got a man that's funny all over the place.
Oh dear, all right, more from Jasmine. Okay, well, next cabaret show, okay. Thank you, Jasmine. More. Oh, where else do we go? We're going to go next week to Newark, New Jersey, where we're going to see Tremonisha. And you'll be in Tremonisha at a production that's going to be in a very lovely high school theater. I guess they have tremendous modern equipment and make it a great theater to go. So I hope we'll get that invitation and I can forward it to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Jasmine. So, oh, right, before we get into Cinco de Mayo, because, you know, this is where France is then removed from imprisoning Mexico, I'd like to announce the coincidence of a birthday, which is that it's your birthday.
Annie's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
The birthday of revolutionary France. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Annie. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for playing on your birthday. What, yesterday was a birthday too? Was it actually your son's birthday?
No, it wasn't. It was just the big party.
Oh, was
The big dinosaur.
Oh, did you talk? Oh, how was the dinosaur?
I dressed up as a dinosaur.
Oh, wow, that means
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. You didn't want to
I
come.
wanted to do it. No one told me I wanted to be
I
a
said,
dinosaur.
you know, I wanted Mike to practice with me.
Oh,
I'm
man.
very possessive of his time. But the reality is that France, the great colonizer. Who's the great colonizer? Portugal. Yay, Portugal.
England.
Okay. Oh, England. All right. What about India? No, they were colonizing India. Okay.
That was England.
The reason why we have the India House, I guess, is because the British were so connected with India. The India Club in London. Anybody ever go? But we're gonna do this anyway because it's just, I guess, don't tell. Okay. 5, 6. We're gonna do a tango. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Practice. We are finding you here, have nothing more to do here. We ask you and we tell you it's goodbye. We are two warring factions. Here, no more
words, only actions. We, for too long, are oppressed. Our good graces you test. We play host to a guest who makes our lives repressed. First we ask you, then we tell you, you must flee. You must abdicate, for we await our territory. Do you ever wonder why we do not live? It's because you've taken what we cannot give. Give back our lands, for you no longer hold the key here. Curse you, oh France, the day you ever came to be here. Curse the day we came to live with your oppression. The day you caused unjust aggression. And bless the day when we are free. Sing to my oh hail. Give back our lands, for you no longer hold the key here. Curse you, oh France, the day you ever came to be here. Curse the day we came to live with your oppression. The day you caused unjust aggression. And bless the day when we are free. Sing on to my oh hail. We need some good advice from the wizard himself, Tony Sarro.
Tony, come on up.
Gee, we haven't seen you since that wonderful 90th birthday party.
90 years old.
Yes.
90 years old.
Well, and Tony was there too. Who was that guy? There was some guy who was 90 years old. We went to that party.
It was a good party.
It was Tony's party. He's been an inspiration throughout my life, Tony. You really have been part of our lives, all our lives. Yes. So we're very grateful for you to be giving us this sage.
I sang this song many years ago, and I was the wizard in a play. JP was there. He was about this high at the time. But we all grow up. I tell you, these are tough acts to follow. Oh, there's talent. But I'll do my best. And I really shouldn't say this, but anyway, I'll do my best.
Very honored. Very honored to Tony Sarro.
Do you remember, or do you forget? Life has the answers if you haven't yet. It's a sure bet that your horse will come in if you remember the places you've been and the people you met. Don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget. Life is like a lightning and the rising sun. The key to what you're doing is what you've always done. So, count on experience, use all its charm. It doesn't matter if you're from New York City or straight off farm. Walk hand in hand over bridges you cross. Don't burn the bridges or then you'll be lost. Don't you forget, don't you forget. remember, or do you forget? Life has the answers if you haven't yet. It's a sure bet that your ship will come in. If you remember the ports where you've been and the people you met, don't you forget, life raises steeple chases, blue ribbon
Thank you, Tony Sarro. Yes?
Tony Sarro, everybody. 90 years young. Thank you.
This is our last song for the night, folks. The finale from... Oh, I'm gonna do... Let's do the whole intro. And Monica, join along with Make a Wish a Word. And thank you all for coming tonight. Have a wonderful rest of the Bastille Day. And our other celebrations. Oh, and what key we're going to be in? I'm singing it in my key. Prepare to Meet Your Maker ends with them in their home in the ordered world. They are Quasimodo and Cemetery, and I think they're going to read the paper, have dinner, they're going to be together. And they might even make love at a time when they're both conscious. Okay, I think they will. They make a wish a word. It's a happy ending. I was thinking Sherlock Holmes and Watson somehow.
Do you think you know this song?
go.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Tyr Throne, Sarro, thank you, Evangelista, Annie, and Mike, and Mick. Who's singing La Vie en Rose?
Oh, that's a pretty song.
Joy and Encore?
Who's singing La Vie en Rose? If we could get any volunteers, we will do.
Who's singing La Vie en Rose? Edith Piaf.
Anybody who wants to try singing La Vie en Rose? That's all.
Monica and I are going to sing it.
Okay. Do you know the words well?
No. Warning next time. I need 30 minutes of it.
Oh, 50 should you say? All right, so I'm sorry, we didn't have our,
Fun song.
Next time.
our choice was to have that as the end song, but the Birds could not show up tonight, I'm sorry. Believe it or not. So what are we gonna?
All of me. JP, you enter it?
Oh, that's where JP sings.
All of me.
All of me. All right.
Bok choy, okay, well, how do we know? Does anybody know?
JP.
That's it, that's our show. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Happy Bastille Day.
Happy Bastille.
Thank you, Peter Dizozza.
That's our show.
Give it up. One guy.
Oh, we're good. Thank you, everybody. Come back. We're going to do more shows. How about that? But thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the food. The food is great here. Thank you, Pangea. Thank you, Stephen Shanigan, for having us. And
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Michael.
Also, Michael on the sound, the lights and sound. We're very grateful for wonderful lights and sound. Thank Mimi Stern-Wolf for the piano from Downtown Music. I understand them.
Good job.
Nice. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
You know what it's like to have.
Patrick Tyr Throne.
Hold on, you gotta.
No, we rehearsed a bit with Jasmine. And, you know, basically, we rehearsed. I hope it sounded all right. Yeah.